My wife and I moved here in Gettysburg in 1998, and our first night in town we went out to grab a bite to eat, and I ran into a gentleman there named Mark Nesbitt. He's a local historian. And he said, "What do you want to do here?" I said, "I'd like to produce a Civil War illustration. I'd like to produce prints." And he said, "Well, you need to go up on Oak Ridge. There's a monument up there with a dog on it, Sally the war dog." And that's where my journey began.
There were so many regiments, north and south, that adopted a dog, whether it was a stray dog or, like in the case of Sally, who was a puppy who was brought in by one of the officers and then became part of the regiment.
Richard Coulter, who was the commander, survived, and he documented a lot of the stories about her, as did some of the soldiers. They wrote letters and things. So I got really caught up in the journey of Sally.
At Gettysburg, she was actually left on the battlefield accidentally, and she provided companionship to the wounded.
Her loyalty, of course, is what we remember at Gettysburg.
And then she would eventually be killed in the Battle of Hatcher's Run.
But the soldiers considered her so special that some of them actually buried her on the spot while they were still being shot at.
I think one reason is you remember it because the men of the 11th Pennsylvania remembered her.
Sally was just such a fascinating story.
You can easily understand why this group of men wanted to have something like a dog, something they could just grab and rub and pet and have a good time with when they could.
One of them wrote a letter home and said, "She has shared all our burdens."